Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me for chair yoga. Today, we're going to start by using the Adi mantra. The Adi mantra is a chant that I introduced last week to some of you, and I'm going to try to use it fairly often, fairly regularly, just to introduce you to the whole concept of chanting as part of your yoga experience. The words of the Adi mantra are Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And the more you hear it, the more it'll just start resonating. Om Namo is that sound of the universe. That Om, maybe have most often seen or heard of it that way. Om, saying the chant of Om. In this tradition, this Kundalini tradition, where the Adi mantra originates, they use a different word, Om, O-N-G. So there's just that slight difference in what your mouth is doing. And then the Namo part of it is I bow to. So it is translates, Om Namo translates as I bow to all that is. I bow to the universal energy. I bow to God. However it is you might express that. I bow to Namo, Om, that universal energy. And then the Guru Dev Namo, Guru, G-U-R-U, you might be familiar with that as a teacher, the word for a teacher in the Sanskrit language. And the Guru Dev, you can almost get the sense of divine in there. It is saying, I bow to the teacher within me, the divine within me, the teacher that life is. I bow to that too. So that's how the Adi mantra translates. I bow to all that is, and I bow to the teacher or the divinity within me, or how life teaches me. I bow to that too. So we're going to do it 3 times. Take a big breath in through your nose. Just sit up in a way that feels supportive. Big breath in through the nose and then exhale it out. Again, like that, just getting set with your breath. Big breath in. Exhale it out. And then on this inhale, we're going to breathe in. I'll say it. You sing along if you want to. And just the more you are familiarized with it, you'll get it. Okay, here we go. Inhaling. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Beautiful. Thank you. My theme today is the heart energy. So of those 4 primary intentions that we've been utilizing, that vibrant, that loving and compassionate heart is my particular intention for class today. I just want to talk about heart energy. What is heart energy? I mean, we can pretty much zero in on that with our own ideas of compassion and love to others and love to ourselves and just beauty, those kinds of vibrations, if you will, those kinds of feminine qualities are centered in the heart. But for today, how about this one? I just stumbled across this phrase, and it really resonated as just beautiful way to understand what the heart energy is offering in our, in our being. And that is how you regard yourself and others, how you regard yourself and others. And remember the word samadhi when we were doing our study of the 8 limbs. Samadhi was the ultimate. That was the number 8 on the limbs. And it was, your ultimate state of meditation, your ultimate state of body awareness, your ultimate state of good and connectivity to all that is ultimate. So if we were using that samadhi energy idea to understand this heart, how about this? The unconditional positive regard. Unconditional positive regard for yourself and others. So as we practice today, I want you to just bring yourself into the awareness of your chest cavity, of your heart space, that center of the heart, the chest bone area of your body, and just be breathing into it, expanding, lifting. So even if the particular pose doesn't seem to lend itself to that, or I'm not coaching you through that, still, I want you to just bring yourself into the awareness of being you today as much as possible, that it's done from your heart space instead of in your head, which is typical from, I'm going to bet 95% of everybody is, that we live within our head, typical. But for today, just whenever you can conjure it up, whenever you can bring that forth, that you're bringing yourself into the awareness of your heart center, and you're just thinking of expanding that part of you toward this ultimate samadhi experience of unconditional positive regard for yourself and others. Okay, we're going to begin with our block at the back so that we are leaning into it. So the length of the block is used right between your shoulder blades, more or less. And you're just leaning back into that. So of course, that's just going to open up your heart, open up your chest. I want you to see if you can pull your upper arms back a little bit so it sort of emphasizes that even more. Now, pay attention to how your neck and head are positioned, because that could be goofy. You could have your head too far forward in your effort to get your chest opened up. So I want you to really work with positioning your head in such a way that your neck is happy. Your neck feels no strain, you feel happy there. So getting yourself positioned with that block, really propping up the chest cavity now. And let's just begin some breath work here. Hands wherever you'd like them, on your lap, palms up or down, however suits you today. Let's just be breathing in and breathing out, just to feel more connected to the rhythm of our breath. You're not trying to really manipulate just yet. We will. That pranayama experience involves sometimes some real shift in our normal breathing practice. And that brings us even more aware of our body, and particularly our breath within our body. But right now, just get used to your breathing in its own natural rhythm as you're lifting your heart center and feeling that opening posture now with our theme of, really focusing on our loving and compassionate heart and locating yourself there. First breath practice I want us to move into is that O shape with your mouth, where you just make your mouth into that O and take your inhale through that open mouth. So the inhale comes into the mouth and then just sighs its way out. While you do that breath, I'm going to do a little talking. So O shape with the mouth, inhale through the mouth, just sort of sigh it out all the way through the exhale. When you're breathing in your mouth like that with the O shape particularly, you know what that does? It stimulates the vagus nerve. I want you to Google sometime the vagal tone. Vagal tone. That is something we work on all the time, although it hasn't been identified as such, but it's kind of a buzzword right now about the overall sense of well-being is by being aware of your vagal tone and you doing things to simulate that, to be participating in that moderation of, or conducting yourself through that vagal tone experience. So this mouth does that position of the mouth will do that, breathing in through that. But let's add another layer. I mean, I know you can do it. We've done it before, where the inhale also has you pulling up through the perineum. So the floor of your pelvis feels like it's lifting away from the chair as you inhale, kind of like a vacuum is bringing your floor of your pelvis up. And then it just sigh, the release out, and everything sort of softens. But the inhale is very potent. I want you to do at least 5 more. Stay with it. That engagement of the perineum by lifting up as you inhale is the Mula Bandha. In the tradition of yoga, this is a very supportive core strengthening by activating that Mula Bandha. One more breath like that. Then relax your body a bit, keep your chest open. Let's just breathe in from the very floor of the pelvis all the way to the crown of the head. So just a point to point connecting. So we're going to lengthen that inhale so it makes its way all the way to the crown of the head. And then our exhale will follow that same midline path all the way back to the floor of the pelvis. Point to point breathing. You can continue to activate that Mula Bandha if you find that useful and you're kind of all into it. Absolutely. Otherwise, just stay relaxed in your body and let that breath move through the spinal column or through that midline energy source. We call that the Sushumna Nadi. Very powerful energy center in our body. It's just the whole length of the spine. Couple more. Point to point. Excellent. Let's get the block now from behind the back and then maybe scoot forward. I don't know, for me, I have to be back into the chair when I'm going to use the block behind my back. So let's come forward enough now that we can bring the block between our thighs and give that a little squeeze. And we're going to sit up tall into a mountain posture. We're going to turn our palms forward. Notice how that will just keep your shoulder blades back where they were when you were using the block. See if you can feel that now as we're in our basic mountain pose to begin our practice, our asana here. Inhale with me, palms come together up and overhead, look up. Exhale, Namo, bow into yourself. Inhale up. Exhale, go wide and open up your hands to face forward. Stretch your fingertips and you spread your hands and just really feel the stretch through the palm. I want you to open and close those hands. The hands are an extension of heart energy. So this whole part of the body, that just like that strip right through here, that's all that heart energy, that all is kind of governed by the heart chakra. So we're just, when we use our hands and our arms in our practice today, we're still right within the heart chakra energy. So opening and closing the hands. And then make a soft fist, just hold that, the soft fist, and then we're going to start rotating around. Change the direction all willy-nilly. You're just rotating around. You don't have to find any particular pattern. You want your wrists to feel a lot of movement here with a soft fist. This generates synovial fluid in the wrist by moving through these joints. It's just gentle twisting movements. Rolling maybe would be a better word, rolling around through your wrist joints. That's it. Keeping your arms extended like a T shape here. We're going to really use our back muscles, aren't we, to keep our arms extended like that. Maybe even giving your block a squeeze so your legs are helping out. And then open the hands and push out as though you're pushing against the walls on either side of you. Your fingers are spread apart. You're pushing through the sole of your foot and the butt of your hands through the palms and just stretching through it. Push, like you're trying to get your arms longer. Full breath in and out. Notice how your shoulder blades are responding here. Mine are drawing in toward the middle. Turn palms up into that T. Inhale up, palms come together. Look up. Exhale, bow down into yourself, the Namo. Inhale up. Exhale, go all the way around. Let's do 2 more of those, like a backstroke in the pool. Go as far back as your arms and shoulders will allow you. And all the way down, arms are going to be right alongside the chair's frame. We're going to pull back, come into our cow pose. We're going to start moving through the cow and the cat, pulling the belly in, rounding through the back body, finding the rhythm and the movement that suits you right now. So if it seems like we've moved a little too fast and you're not catching up, just take your time. Find the rhythm of breath. The inhale is here at the cow when you're really arching your back body and extending your spine and rounding through your body and letting your head drop. That's the exhale. Feel the fullness of both breaths, the inhale and the exhale. Pay attention to how your neck feels. The next time you're in your rounded cat shape, we're going to extend the arms out and reach forward, forward, forward. Your block might have to move, and see if you can lay yourself down onto your thighs. Keep your eyes open and look down and underneath yourself. Surrender the weight of your head. Fold into the breath now so you can start to feel how your body is interacting with your breathing as you're all folded up. Release and relax. Try not to hold your weight of your head up. Try to allow the head's weight to just release and trust that. A longer exhale might help you with that. Exhale completely. Jump your hands to your thighs and come up halfway. Squeeze your elbows into your waist and position your head well so that the back of your head, neck, and spine are in a nice diagonal angle. And let's spread our arms away from the body like wings. Squeeze the block, open the heart, breathe in and breathe out. And notice what kind of strength it takes. Where do you feel engaged? So that you can breathe into that, enjoy that, participate in that. Where is the body engaged to hold you in this position? And what could you do to make it even better? Like pushing your feet into the floor so your legs are part of it. That's it. As we come up, we're going to turn our hands back upright and getting ourselves into that T with our arms. Inhale up. Exhale, heart, bow into yourself. Inhale up and exhale all the way around back to the cow and the cat. Just working the spine, pumping the energy up into the body through that Sushumna channel. It just feels good, to start warming up the body like this, get those vertebrae to move individually. And back to a neutral position, back to our mountain pose. Let's start some shoulder rolls, individual shoulder rolls. So start with your left shoulder. You're just going back, up, back, and down. Just one shoulder, just trying to get as much movement as you can. Let's go to the other side, just one shoulder. Goes up, back, and down, up, back, and down. Then just notice if it's different. One side feels one way, other side feels a different way. It's not one way is better or wrong or right. It's just noticing. And then when we go back to the other side, we're going to roll the other way. So it's more of a forward movement of your upper arm. Forward movement. So it's just really getting the shoulder blade to move. We just kind of try to cover all angles and make sure the shoulder blade is loosened up on our back body so it has freedom of movement. Same thing with the other side. We're going to do a twist. Our very first twist here is going to use that. Keep your block between your thighs. And let's just start with the left side now, pulling back, maybe sitting back, maybe a couple shoulder rolls on that pull back, and then either sitting on your hand or just pulling it back as far as you can. And the other shoulder is going to do the other roll, the forward movement. And let that sort of just be aware of those two movements and see if that introduces you into your body, into this twist today a little differently. That you got your shoulder blades moving in opposite directions, really, to bring you into your first twist. The spine is still vertical, no matter where you end up or how you got there. You're still on a very vertical spine, upright. And you start to play with how much movement you are able to find in your neck, moving your head gently and mindfully, and feeling, that you got some tools now to introduce a little more mobility with those shoulder rolls as we twist and revolve our body at the waistline and make our way up to turn the head. Find your full breath cycle. Don't come out of it till you feel like you've really come into a rhythm of breath once again. And you might even make your mouth into the O and see if you can do a few breath rounds like that, where you're just inhaling through the mouth with your O, exhaling kind of a little sigh, inhaling and engaging. And if you want to throw in the Mula Bandha, please do. But in any event, with the O shape of your mouth, you're going to be working with that vagal tone. I know we're here a while. Stay with it a little bit longer so you can get your breath in place. Unwind the head and then the shoulders, and then whatever your body needs to reset. So if your body needs to do some kind of movement here, maybe your neck needs a little opposite movement or something. So please reset your body, and you're the one that can tell what needs to happen much better than I can. So I'm going to reset my body. You do the same. We're going to move our twist to the other side. So that means that right shoulder now is going to start rotating back to allow us to come into our twist. And then the other shoulder, left shoulder, is starting to do the rounding forward. Your hand comes behind you to either sit on it or hold onto your chair, however you have found that you can really utilize the chair to support your twist. Vertical with our spine, feeling the block. We're going to really kind of get our legs involved. We want to squeeze the block a bit, feel your feet to the ground. And once you feel ready, you kind of feel steady. Begin that vagal tone by opening your mouth into that O shape and holding your pose now with that breath supporting you. Just, you can do it, layers of participation, layers of awareness in your body. As you're breathing, you're aware of your neck, you're aware of the rotation through the waist. Try to exhale completely. That'll be a real good tool for you. Exhale completely before you go back for that O of your mouth and pulling in the breath, maybe from the perineum. We're staying a bit longer. It's really the difference in a yoga practice, as much as anything, as much as the complexity of poses, it's how long we're able to be in them. Exhale completely. Turn your head to come out and then your shoulders and back to a neutral position. So again, resetting the body. Inhale with me up, palms come together, lift up, look up. Let's just pause there. Lift up and hold. Your palms are gently touching. You're lifting your arms up, up. You feel your chest cavity rise with the arms as they lift. Let your head lay back so you can look up if that's good for your neck. And if it isn't, you just bring your head to a neutral position in your arms, and the stretch through your chest cavity is still the same. You just changed how your head is positioned because it's better for your neck, better for your body. So you can always make those modifications to suit you. Look up if you can. Let's take a big breath, inhale there. Exhale as palms come to our heart. We bow in and we're going to hold the bow. Let the back of your neck rest as your chin drops down towards your chest. One more inhale now, up. Exhale wide all the way around. Relax your arms any way you'd like them, alongside the chair's frame or laying in your lap, as we're going to do some gentle movements of the neck. So I want you to tilt your head, ear towards shoulder. Now remember those single shoulder rolls? While your head is tilted, could you get that shoulder to kind of roll back? So it would be the opposite shoulder from the one that you're leaning towards. So the opposite shoulder is doing some rolls. Gentle movements. You're just starting to connect dots here. When your neck is stretching, and then you start moving your upper arm, you're going to, oh boy, that affects it, doesn't it? It's all tied together. No doubt about it. Surrendering the weight of the head. And you know, if just a couple shoulder rolls suits you just fine and you want to just hold it, that's a choice you'll make. No problem. That's your own modification. No problem. It's a variation would be a better word. It's your variation. Let's stay with it. Maybe add your top hand now. So it's on the side of your head. Remember, just letting the weight of your arm create a little more experience of stretch there. You're not trying to really pull. You're not trying to bully this, you know. We're just allowing it with a little more weight added to it. Deepen the breath. Exhale completely each and every time. Let's take that top layer off. Don't move your head yet, but just the top hand comes off. And then very slowly bring your head back to its neutral position. Do some shoulder shrugs as a reset. Shrug and release. Find your breath. And when you feel ready, maybe you need a few more shrugs or some other movement. Be sure to do it. So wait till you're ready to go to the other side. Tilting ear toward shoulder, just letting the weight of your head shift now into this angle. And then maybe adding that shoulder roll, just a slow movement. See how it goes, pulling back and down with that shoulder roll. Feel the fullness of your breath. Maybe you have to stop all movement so you can get in touch with that breath. Find your fullness of breath now. You're going to need it all. You want the whole inhale, you want the whole exhale. Heaviness of the head. Let's stop the shoulder roll and then add that extra weight of the hand just over toward the temple of your head, side of your head, and just let that extra weight connect. Deepen the breath. Wait on it. This one just takes some patience, doesn't it? Just wait on it. And if there's a slight movement of your head, maybe dropping your chin one way or another, that's what I'm finding myself doing. That's why I decided to mention it, is like, you know, you can start to modify, make some changes for yourself because you can feel it within you, what seems to be needing to have a little adjustment, a little improvement. Keep your head tilted, but let's take the top layer off. So the arm is coming back to the lap, and then very slowly, mindfully, bring your head back to its neutral position, and then reset your body. I'm going to choose those shrugs again, but you might find something else that works better. So reset your body from that beautiful neck workout you just did. One last thing with the neck, I want you to draw some circles. So as you bring your body sort of neutral, let's drop the chin to the chest and start to trace a circle with our head. Use your chin to trace that circle. It's a big, broad, slowly drawn circle. Do at least 2 in each direction. Go slow. Sit up tall. Squeeze your block just a bit. They'll just bring your awareness back into your whole body. Pay attention now. Pay attention to the experience, the sensation of your body. Remember, that's the language. Your body is talking to you with the sensation you're experiencing. So you want to listen to that by feeling it. And it just popped into my head as we're moving around, just imagining unconditional positive regard for myself and others. Unconditional positive regard. We're bringing our head back to its neutral position. And let's lose the block. When you feel ready, if your body still needs some resetting, please do that. We're going to move into a more wider stance. So opening the feet further apart and getting our legs spread open. Your knees point the same direction as your toes do. So your heels are kind of in and your toes are out. That would be typical. And I want you to start circling around. So I want you to bring your focus into the pelvis. So as you move around, you've located yourself right here in your pelvis. Maybe that's where it feels like your whole breath is taking place, is in the pelvis. Circling around, feeling the weight shift. Let's change the direction of the movement. Stay with your awareness of being in your pelvis, that you're just experiencing your whole sense of self through the pelvis movement, through the breath. Excellent. When we come back to center, we're going to get our spine long and bring our hands to our shoulders and begin some twisting movement here. Inhale one way, exhale the other. Inhale, exhale. Inhale goes left, exhale right. If you want to get it right, that's how you do it. Inhale left, exhale right. Breath through the nose, even better. If you can do the whole thing, it's kind of a snorty breath, real quick. Pick up a pace that works best for you. Try to keep your elbows high, that shoulder height, armpit height. Don't let them sag as you're just turning with each breath. Inhale, exhale. Lots of twists today. It's always good for us. Couple more. Come back to neutral. Let's make some circles. And then just bring your elbows forward. I've just got my hands sort of open and my fingers are just touching toward the back of my shoulders here. And I want you to just lift one at a time up. So you bring that elbow up and the upper arm is in motion. Try to keep your head as neutral as you can. So don't forget about holding your head up. Then the pace, I might have picked a fairly quick pace for you. Try your own pace. Find your breath. Doesn't matter which side, lift and hold, lift and hold. See if you can reach way down between your shoulder blades. Now you're letting your fingers move way down your back. So keep that arm up, whichever one you landed on. It's up, the elbow is up, you're stretching back. You want your palm as far back as you can. Let the other arm extend away from you and then bend it and release. Bend it like it's coming back to your back body. Bend the elbow and you're stretching it back. See, my hand is over here. Now see if you can get anywhere near touching, where both somehow fingers have touched back there. And if not, that's okay. You've got both arms snuggled up into the body. One is right alongside your head, elbow up, and the other one is right alongside your waist, right alongside your side body. I'm going to try to give you a back view. Let's give that one more full breath. Release it all, relax, shake it out. We're going to go back to getting our hands here and just doing those elbow lifts. We got to get the other side now. Remember which one you did. So you'll go to the other side. And we'll hold that one. Try to get your fingers to walk down through the back. And then hold it in against your head, against your ear bit. Other arm extends out and then bends to stretch back. So extend it away from you, bend to stretch it. You're trying to get way over. You're trying to get your hand to stretch way over past to the other side. And then let's see if we can get those hands to touch. Fingertips is all we're shooting for. Fingertips. So we squeeze in one arm into the waist and to the side body, and the other arm is kind of hugging in to the head and the ears. One elbow up, the other elbow down. It's called the cow face posture of your arms. Open up the chest. Exhale completely. Keep your knees drawn open. And then start to unravel that, unwind all that, and anything your body might need. I'm going to suggest we take a open and close, just switch which arm is on top. Go as wide with your extension as you can. It goes way past you and crosses over at the heart. Change which arm is on top. Keep your head up. Pay attention to the weight of your head. And relax all the way down. Let's do some leg lifts here before we come into standing. Just lift up. Hold on to your chair if that works best for you to kind of give you some leverage. If not, just, really use your core strength. I like to push down as though I've got somehow some energy I'm pushing against, and I'm letting that support me to lift up those legs up. Try double lifts, so you kind of bring another lift on each side. Flex the foot. Last time, up and get both feet to the floor. Now, anything your body might need to reset, let's find it. Full breath in and full breath out. Bringing your feet together a little bit. Let's scooch them underneath the chair and pop ourselves up and out of that chair. So take a few practice rounds. I want you to do at least 4 of those where you're lifting yourself out of the chair at your own pace. Pay attention so you're landing squarely into the chair each and every time. When everybody has done their 4 or however many they've chosen to do, let's stand. I'm turning to the side. You don't need to do a darn thing. I just wanted you to see a side view. We're going to do that chair squat. I want you to bring your arms away from you in the front, just straight out. And then start to sit on the chair, but way back. Get your hips and buttocks way back, away from your knees. Hover the bottom over the chair, but don't sit on it, and come back up. Stay with your breath. Wait till you're ready. And do another one where you're squatting down, pulling your buttocks way back, getting your buttocks away from your knees. Feel your feet. Come on up. Find your breath. Relax your shoulders. If you need a rest, maybe your arms could come down. I'm going to leave mine up for a little more challenge. Last time, sitting way back. Don't just hover above the chair if you can. You could sit. You could still get a lot out of this if you put your bottom right on the chair and still stay very active with your legs. You could. Come on up. Let's relax the arms. Just holding our mountain pose now, letting your hands turn toward the front. Let's catch up with the breath. Let's grab our block. Let's grab our block now. So our mountain pose is enhanced by that awareness. I am going to use mine in the shins, between the shins area. I want to squeeze that. You choose. If you like it in between your thighs better, please just do that. But this is something what I've been working on. Drawing my shins in so it can very subtly allow my thigh bones to pull out. Shins in, thighs out. Palms face forward, pull the belly in. Lift up your chest. Feel the length of your spine that it seems like from the very heels of your feet up through the back of your body. I want you now to breathe back body awareness. And when your breath reaches the crown of your head, your exhale is tumbling down the front. We usually do it the opposite way. So inhale, and you're starting to feel your breath moving through the back body. Crown of the head is the turning point, and then we exhale down through the front body. Stay with that long breath now. Gentle squeeze of the block. Feel your feet. Feel strong and steady. Beautiful. Inhale with me up, palms come together, up and overhead, look up. Exhale, Namo, bow into yourself. Inhale up, start to bend your knees. Exhale, start tumbling down to touch your toes, hang down. You don't need to worry about straightening your legs, just bend down. Try to touch something. Maybe you say, I got to have my block for that. And you're looking down, eyes are wide open, please. Eyes wide open, looking down and underneath yourself. Head is low, hips and buttocks high. Stretch through your hamstrings, stretch through the buttocks. Feel your feet. Let's jump our hands to our shins just below the knees and bring our head up. So we're about halfway up. Extend your heart forward in front of you. Don't look at the screen, just lift up. Hands are bracketing yourself up. So you've got your hands on your shins. Lift your chest out in front. Open your heart. Unconditional positive regard for myself and others. Let's jump our hands to our waist or way up into the hip region and see if you can create an L shape. Again, I'm turning. I don't really want you to look at the screen, but in case somebody has just stepped out of the pose to see what's going on, I'll try to create a better visual for you. Got to pull my shirt in so you can see that. An L shape. And then from here, we're lifting all the way to standing, just bringing the upper body up and you're back to your standing position. Let's continue to use the block so we can really feel our legs active in our mountain pose, palms face forward. Right arm lifts up, and we look up. Adjust your shoulders. One arm lifting to the ceiling, the other one really trying to reach toward the floor. So you feel both arms are very active, going in opposite directions. We're going to try that cow face again. As you neutralize your head, drop that top arm down so the fingertips are reaching between your shoulder blades. Other arm extends back and tries to find the fingers. Squeezing that arm into the side body on one side, lifting your upper arm and to hug in towards your ear and head on the other side. Open up the heart. Let's release all that. Any release or reset that your body might need. Reach up, left arm lifts up, reach to the ceiling, other arm reaching toward the ground. Both arms are really active. You can feel the stretch in your whole body. Find a full breath cycle. We're going to bend that top elbow and let the hand reach between the shoulder blades and let the other arm find our hand now. So we bend the elbow so that we can scoot around behind our back. Right side now is squeezing in toward the side. Left arm lifting up, squeezing against the head and ears, opening up the heart. Exhale completely. Good. And then let's try to unravel from all that. Any reset your body might need. Let's get the block and move it to the side so it's not in our way at all. And we're going to turn the chair in such a way that we can put our foot on it. So hold on to the chair, steady yourself. Let's get our right foot up on the chair. And then just reposition yourself so that you can begin some pulsing movement. So how far your back foot is to, how far away from the chair, that's going to be up to you, what kind of a straddle. I want you to do some pulsing movements, pulling the hips back and then forward. So your knee is going to always be bent, but it changes how much it is bent. Pulling hips forward and back. Pulsing. Support yourself with your chair. I highly recommend you just hold onto the chair and move through it. Pull back so that it really feels like you straighten that leg as much as you can and you're still keeping your foot down. There's going to be a nice stretch through the top of the shin and the top of the foot. Hold that for a bit. That one doesn't get stretched very often. Let's pulse forward. Let's see if we can hold that one now. bringing your hips forward as a single unit forward. And let's start weaning ourselves from the chair. One hand at a time comes to the thigh. Upright with the spine. We're going to lift both arms up. Arms are parallel to one another. Palms face each other. Chest, chest, chest. We're right into the heart space. Lift up and expand there. If this is too much, having both arms in the air just compromises your balance. Put one hand back on the chair in some way. Let one arm reach to the sky. Palms come together. Inhale with me. Exhale, Namo. Bow into yourself at your heart. Inhale up. Both hands are going to come back to the chair, and we're going to pulse forward and back again. Just a few more pulses here. Pulling the hips back, straightening the leg. Let's just add that stretch through the shin whenever you can. Noticing. And then we're going to change feet. So just take your time, support yourself with the chair. If you need to do some sort of movement as a reset, please do. And when you're ready, get your left foot up on the chair. Hold on, lift up your head, and begin your pulsing movement. And maybe this time that back foot has to be closer to the chair, or it's more comfortable further away from the chair. So take your time to adjust your position so it feels comfortable to you. It's a straddle between your legs, between your feet that feels good to you and supportive. Hips are moving together. It's a single unit. The pelvis is pulsing forward and back. We're going to hold the stretch back. Hold it now and really stretch through your shin. Keep your toes down. So you're feeling that in your, your ankle is getting some nice stretching there. The shin, all of the musculature that supports that shin. Top of the foot, all of those joints. Hips are back. Coming forward now. Bending, 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 and hips are forward. One hand at a time comes to the thighs, and we steady ourselves here. Squaring the shoulders, squaring the hips, finding our full breath in and our full breath out. Same pose, arms lift up, palms face each other, opening the chest, centering yourselves in your heart now. See if you can locate yourself in the heart, breathing in and out, as though that's where you reside. Unconditional, positive regard for myself and others. Palms come together. Inhale with me. Exhale, bow in. Inhale up. Exhale, we're bringing our hands back to the chair. Use the chair in any way you need to get both feet to the floor. While we're here, palms can come to that chair. We're going to start walking back into our downward dog. Arms are crowding right alongside the head and ears. Try as little weight into your hands as you can. Instead, rely on the buttocks, the strength of your legs to hold your body weight up. You can pull back through the hips and buttocks, back to the wall behind you, and try to straighten your legs. Just work on that you're really consciously aware that maybe there's more strengthening available, or straightening, I should say, available through the back of your knees. You can straighten it more than you thought. It takes some doing. It just won't naturally do it. You have to do it for it. You have to engage with that. Exhale completely every time. Yes, we're staying a little bit longer. Tuck your chin in towards your throat. Not looking at your chair, you're looking at your ankles, perhaps. Straightening the legs. Beautiful, everybody. Let's come up. Start making your way toward the chair, walking up. Head's going to slowly come up. I want you to bend your knees quite a bit and let your body come up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. till you're back into an upright position. Let's find mountain pose, palms face forward. You could just stand right where you are. You don't need to see the screen. You know a mountain pose. You're breathing in, you're getting strong. If you want to grab your block because you find it useful to bring your awareness back into your legs, even more so, use it anytime you want. Beautiful. Let's turn our chair now so we have the back of the chair available for the high side. I'll use a little bit of an angle. You're just facing the back of your chair. I want you to do some leg swings. Start to lift one leg up and back down. The toes facing forward. So turn your foot in a certain way. You want your toes to face forward on purpose. So I think of it as like my ankle and my heel is lifting up my leg. That's what keeps my foot positioned the way I want it. It's like the heel and the ankle is what's, the mechanism that lifts up my leg here. Now swing through past the center. So it lifts up and then you swing past the center. So you've done both an internal rotation and this external rotation. Let's do two more. When you cross your feet, just hold that. So you've crossed that leg right on, and now your feet are lined up different, right? So you've got your pinky edge of your feet. See if you can bring your feet as close together as you're able. And if you're able to keep yourself weaned from the chair, that you're finding your balance here with your feet in this different position now. Squeeze your thighs together as much as you can. Think mountain pose as you stand up tall and purposeful, feeling this new center of gravity here. Balancing and connecting to this posture, feeling your body. Both hands to the chair to help you support that, and just uncross the legs, maybe shake the legs out a good shake. Other leg now is in motion. It lifts up and down. So it starts with that lift up and down. The ankle and the heel is what lifts you up so that your toes are pointing forward, not to the side. Couple more, keeping your spine as long as you can. You're trying to really isolate the movement in your hip and leg. Lift and step crosswise. So now you're doing the internal rotation as well. Two more. There's one. There's two. And then cross the legs and hold them there. Feet as close together as you can manage. And then see if you can come away from the chair. So you're just balancing here. Pull in the belly. Feel your feet. Feel the length of your spine. If you want a greater challenge, try closing your eyes. Back to the fullness of your breath and the awareness of that. Flutter your eyes back open. Bring your hands to your chair so you can put your feet back into the neutral position. You don't need to move your chair. I'm just trying to let you see me. We're going to step back now into the L shape. Again, we're working on straightening the legs. Start, bend, and straighten. Bend on purpose and straighten. So some pulsing movement. Try to let your legs hold you up as little, using your hands and arms as little as possible. Trusting and relying on the weight being held by your strength of your legs. Now straighten and hold. So really try to straighten those legs. Straighten through the knees as much as you're able, and take some doing. It's not just going to automatically do that. Just push back. I'm right now pushing through my calves, stretching the calves, seeing if that helps. Find a full cycle of your breath. Stay with me now. Lift your heels up so you got up way up onto your toes. Your knees will bend for sure. And then drop your heels down. So go, I want you to pulse between that where you're moving through your feet. Now the awareness comes into the feet and ankles. That's the idea. Lifting those heels way high. So you're still feeling the movement through the feet, toes, ankles, feet, toes, ankles. You're just all into that movement. Try one heel at a time, sort of like walking or bicycling type movement. Heels alternate lifting. Both heels up, both heels down. Let's start walking toward our chair. Take your time. Come up to standing, just right where you are. Find your mountain pose. Take your right hand and grab your left wrist. Right hand grabs the left wrist and pull your left arm over your head. Over, stretching. Back to center. Switch hands. Pull over towards your left. Full breath in and out. Let's come back to center. Both arms are up, palms are facing each other. Try a standing back bend. You're going to drop your tailbone. I want you to start with stabilizing your low back. So let your tailbone grow a root. Pull in through the mula bandha. The perineum is pulling in and up. Your belly button is pulling back toward the spine, and that's stabilizing your low back. So your arms can start coming back, back, back. Upper thoracic back bend. Stable low back. Fullness of breath. Free up your heart center. You can breathe freely and openly, real expansive there in the heart center because you have a stable low back, a sense of grounding here, steadiness. Palms come together and you bring your head to neutral. Exhale hard. Oh. Let's bow. Let's hold the bow. Palms at the heart, chin down. See if you can feel a nice relief and release through the back of your neck. Inhale back up. Exhale, go wide. Good. Let's find our way to our chair. This time we're going to use it to sit into and relax back into. So I want you to just find your Shavasana. So if there's another way you set up for Shavasana, please do. Let the chair support you. Feel like, it's here to hold you. So you're going to let it. You're going to release and relax your hips and buttocks. Let your legs be totally supported in this seated position. Your back, just leaning into the chair's backrest. Relax your arms. And just notice how your breath starts calming itself. Just starts returning to a restful state. And any kind of breath you need, like that cleansing breath of drawing the breath in through the nose and then sighing it out like, a big cleansing breath. Please just add that automatically. Just come into that. Soften your tongue so your face feels relaxed, your jaw is relaxed. No pressure in your mouth. Eyes are closed, palms open if you can, if you're comfortable with that. Again, our hands, even though they're situated on our lap, our hands are part of the heart chakra energy center. I received this beautiful email today from a local yoga studio that I've been working with. And I just wanted to read this particular, I mean, it does pertain to this state of Iowa in that it's about the Iowa state flower, but it's just a beautiful idea, a beautiful concept shared that I wanted to share with you. The wild rose grows abundantly in Iowa's rural fields and roadsides. Rose energy is both sweet and strong, as evidenced by its sensual fragrance. The essence of rose softens and strengthens the heart. It carries the energy of unconditional love. Its thorns serve as a reminder of the power of boundaries. Safety and protection are necessary for the heart to open and flourish. Unlike cultivated roses, wild roses attract and feed pollinators, sustaining the larger ecosystem. In this image, as in nature, the flowers are gathered together, symbolizing the importance of community connections. So the wisdom and beauty today of the wild rose strengthens and softens the heart. Stay with your rest. Stay with your heart. Keep eyes closed. Layer your hands so your palms are resting at your heart center, resting on your chest, just one on top of the other. Eyes still closed, letting your hands help you feel an even greater connection to that heart space. Holding yourself in unconditional positive regard. Om Namo, Guru Dev Namo. Everybody, now take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale that out of your mouth. Ah, 2 more like that. Ah, exhale it completely. Ah, still bringing your hands not together, but eyes are still closed. We're rubbing now, rubbing the palms together in front of the heart, generating some heat. I'll bet it's no problem for me. I got plenty of it. And then laying your hands across your face and eyes and opening your eyes into that space. Just hold those. So your eyes now are open, but your hands are still covering your face. It's like you're, in your own room, in your own space now, just taking all that in. As the hands peel away from the face, our hands are going to reach up and overhead, palms together. Look up if you can. Exhale, heart, bow into yourself. Inhale up. Exhale wide to share that energy all around. We'll meet with the hands at the Anjali Mudra as we bow into ourselves and to one another. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Thank you, Julie. Can you